Hi, this video is the demonstration of the FUE scar. We harvest the hair graft all throughout the back, and that's where the scar, and you see tiny dots, but it's hard to see. There's no surgery without scar, and I'm trying to show as much example of the FUE scar as possible. The scar, this is a year later, and during the recovery, people heal differently, but the most important thing is that the FUE scar is harder to see and allow you to wear your hair shorter, where the strip method or FUTT or FUSS will leave you a linear scar for the rest of your life. You can never ever wear your hair short again, but the FUE scar allows you to wear your hair short. And again, there's always pro and con for both. I perform both FUE and FUT scar, and both technique produce scar. There's no surgery without scar. But the pro FUE is not just less visible scar, less invasive, less painful, faster recovery, and allow you to wear your hair shorter, less side effect. But the downside of the FUE, the cost is more expensive. The number of grafts we can do is less. We can do 25 to 3,000 grafts per day, although there are days I can go up to 3,800. But again, it's pretty rare. I'm gonna give you good result with the FUE or FUT. It doesn't matter which method, but if you compare my FUE to my FUT, is 5 to 10% less density of my FUE, less than the FUT, than my FUT. However, if you compare my FUE to a lot of clinic that does FUE or FUT, my FUE still produce excellent, better density. Because it's the most important thing is how healthy the root is, and I do FUE manually. That's tend to give you the most healthy roots. On the other hand, the strip method will have a permanent linear scar, and it's more invasive, more painful. And again, they both are minimally invasive. They're a little bit more painful. The recovery is strip is a little bit longer. You talk about 2 days or 3 days versus FUE, but there's benefit. I mean, there's no surgery without pro and con. The benefit of the FUT or the strip method is a lot cheaper. It's almost 50% because of the labor. Number two is the number of grafts we can harvest. We can harvest from 4,000 to 6,000. It depends how dense your hair is and how loose your scalp is. So the FUT or the strip method or the FUSS, they are the same. They are excellent for advanced hair loss, and I recommend that for class 5, 6, and 7. Where the FUE I recommend for mild to moderate. Although you can do FUE for advanced, it's going to take multiple surgery. So the FUT, the strip method, has cheaper. You can move large number of grafts, and the growth rate. Again, I can produce excellent growth rate for FUE or FUT, but the FUT has 5 to 10% better density. So this is the demonstration of the FUE scar, and this is more than a year, and the result vary from one individual to another, but it's the scar is there, but it's hard to see. If I zoom in a little bit more, and I know it's kind of there, it's hard to see, but you see dot right there, those circle dot right there, but it's very scattered, so it's hard to see. Okay, and it's very, very hard. Even a professional like me have a hard time to see it, unless you tell me you had it done, and if I examine carefully, then I can tell. But otherwise, you walk down the street, it's very hard. Thank you.